Hi everyone, my name's Anne-Marie. Welcome to this card making project. In this project I'm going to be making a card using my favourite collection of all time from Anna Griffin, and it's the Rose Designer collection. Everything I do use I'll put in the description box on my blog, so please check out my blog. There's lots of projects, lots of information, things to look at, and I'm sure you'll love it. The card that I'm going to be using is a 7x5 inch card. And this is how it looks on our cardometer. So let's have a look. It's my favourite size of card because I just think it's the perfect area to make a card. Not too big, not too small. Looks great on a windowsill or a mantelpiece. So that gives you the idea of what size it is that I'm working with. So as always, I'm going to do the inside of the card first. So this is a little bit different, and you could use your scraps to do this because it's kind of funky. So what I've done is, instead of creating a layer, I've created a layer out of two pieces of cardstock, both from the Rose Designer collection, and both very highly decorated. And I think the black and white is going to stand out so well on this card. So there were two layers. I cut them identical to fit in size, and I've simply added one to one side and one to the other, like that. Something a little bit different. Then I've cut out, using one of Anna's metallic cards, I've cut out a layer to fit the inside of our card. Then using Paper Tricks 2, I've taken one of the, now whether you call it a fishtail, a flag, swallowtail, anything like that. I think I like the name swallowtail. If you cut out the swallowtail but use only a section of it and take it away like that. And I've got red tape on the back of this. Now I've got to admit, red tape is a bit of, it's not my favourite tape, and I think I must have been half asleep when I added the red tape, because I've not added it for any particular reason. It's nice and strong, but boy do these bits when you pull them off stick to you. I'm being very honest there. So there we go. And I'm just going to add that through the centre of my card, like so. Now you've seen the section that I've cut away, which was this little section there, like that. And what I've done is, using the same die out of a piece of, well, it's a piece of scrap from the front when I've cut one of the layers, I've used the same die and I've just added that to our aperture to make something a little bit different. And then I've got a sentiment from the Rose collection. I've got tape on the back of it, and I'm simply adding that towards the top of the card over our little swallowtail, like so. So that adds a different spin on your insert. You've got lots of room, to, from, little message, and that is great, very different. I like this effect. So now we can turn our eyes to the outside. I'm just using my bone folder to make sure that I've got a nice sharp score along the edge. And the first thing we've got for the base of our card is a metallic layer. I've cut the centre of this away because, you know, it's going to be covered. It's a bit of a waste if I cover every layer up. We work hard for our money when we buy our products. We want to get the most out of them that we possibly can. So I'm covering the card front with this layer. Now for anybody who's worried about this bit here and it dipping or anybody knowing, the only person that's going to know that you've cut out this section is you. Because once you've built the card front up, you will never know. Now for the inside, we use 2 halves of different cardstock. These are the other 2 halves that match. Now I'm just going to flick open to make sure I'm going to get them the right way around, because I'm going to add these over the front and I want them to be the opposite of what we've got on the inside. So let's add this one first, and I just want to make sure I'm going to get them kind of in the right place like that. So I'll pop that one down first like that, and then we can add the other half like so. I think I'll go that way with it because I've got a bad edge, so I can cover that up. Just notice that now. There we go. So that's the front, keeping in mind the inside. So next what I've got is a layer of Anna's glitter card, and this is going to go over the centre. I've got double-sided tape on the back of it already, just to save us a little bit of time, because I've been asked, why do I add the tape? Why don't I show you the full process? Show you the die cutting and adding the tape. It will just take too long, and I don't want my viewer to get bored and turn off. I want you to think, oh, she's all prepared, is Anne-Marie. So that's why I do everything beforehand, to save you watching all the boring bits. Even though they're not boring when you're crafting, they'd be boring for you to watch. So that's my glitter card layer. Next, the centre that we cut out, the pink layer at the base, I've embossed that using one of Anna's embossing folders, and this is the Briar Rose from the Garden Cuttings range. You could use any. You could use whatever embossing folder that you like, but it just so happens that's the one I've used. And for any of you eagle-eyed beaver people out there, I've written it on the back so I don't forget which embossing folder it was. So, there we go. Just point that out because I know somebody will comment about that. So I'm just adding that over my tape, over my glitter layer. Now, for anybody who has said that they've had trouble sticking onto glitter card or flock, if you're having a bit of an issue, add your tape and then just add a little bit of wet glue with it as well. So that stuck nicely for me. Next, I've got a piece of the Rose Designer Collection paper, and this is one of my favourite papers, and I'm just going to add that through the centre like that. Again, it's on flat double-sided tape. So far we're building a really nice card front. Next, what I've got is I've die cut the swallowtail, the double-ended flag, whatever you want to call it. I've got tape on the back of it, but I'm just going to cut it in half rather than have it as a full section. So now I can add this to the front of my card, and I'm going to add it roughly about here, just 2 sections. There we go, like so. Next, from the Rose Designer Collection, there's some embellishments in the kit, and I've just taken this plain circle When I'm saying plain, it's just nothing plain about it. It's got the gold foiling on, but I've added 3D foam on the back of it, and I'm simply going to position that over our 2 swallowtails, and then from the same collection I've taken the word cherish, put it on 3D foam, and I'm going to simply position it over the previous layer like that. Then again, from the same collection in the embellishment folders, there's some pieces that you can add 3D foam to, and that's just what I've done here. There's a little bow, and I'm going to simply position that over the top of our sentiment like that. Now I'm going to add a gem to the centre of our bow, and the first layer of the gem, because the gem I've got is a sparkly silver, and we've got lots of gold on our card, and I've been asked about adding silver to gold, somebody who's not sure that she wants to mix the 2 metals. So what I've done is I've cut a little circle, and I've added gold foil to the circle, and the circle is just a tiny bit bigger than the little sparkly silver gem. So when I place the gem over the circle like that, not only do you get the sparkle, I'm going to come in close there, you get the sparkle from the gem, but you get the little bit of gold from behind it, so that if you're thinking, oh, that's silver and that's gold, well, that gold underneath there makes it look like it matches in perfectly. Even though I haven't got a problem with just adding a sparkly gem, I thought I'll do that, because then for anybody who's a little bit eager on everything matching, that might help. So that is our card finished, and it's such a beautiful card, a nice quick card, very different with our background in the 2 colours, with our little bit of bling on there as well. Stands up nicely. We'll go in an envelope because we haven't got too much in the layers. We've got a little bit in the middle, but it's not a sensitive card that needs a lot of packing. So it's just a gorgeous card, fit for any mantelpiece. Again, I keep saying that. You know, you're never going to put a card on a windowsill again. It's always going to be the mantelpiece. Please check out my blog. I've got so many different projects on there. All the details of everything I've used for this will be on my blog. I love hearing from you. You can contact me through YouTube or through Facebook. Everything that I always do for the projects will be featured on my blog and on Facebook. I'm on Twitter. You can have a look, find me on there, tweet me. I love hearing from you. Your comments make it all worthwhile. So thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you next time.